Hi guys, Maikeru here. This is my 1 to 99 farming guide. In this guide I talk about the fast ways to get to 99, doing trees and fruit trees and then all of the different special trees. I also talk about the profitable methods like herb runs, and I also go down into detail showing you a herb run in the time of a juju potion. As always, in the description there'll be some skip to times, so if there's a specific thing you want to see, whether it's the herb run, whether it's the tree run, the fruit tree run, whatever you want to see will be in the description, so make sure you go down there if you want a specific part. Anyway, let's get into the useful items. The first useful item I want to talk about is the Scroll of Life. This Scroll of Life requires 10,000 Dungeoneering tokens to purchase and requires 25 farming and Dungeoneering to use. The Scroll of Life unlocks the ability to recover seeds you used while harvesting farming patches. There's a 10% chance of receiving all of the seeds back when removing dead or fully grown plants from patches. So if it's a herb patch, you'll get 1 seed back, but if it is an allotment patch, you'll get all 3 seeds back. There's a 5% chance of getting a seed back when clearing a dead tree or a normal tree from a tree pack. This comes in really handy when you're doing a lot of tree runs, as it can save a fair bit of money, and then also when you're doing your herb runs it can make you even more money by just saving the seed outright and giving you the herbs like normal. All in all, a super useful item if you're going to do a lot of farming. The second useful item I want to talk about is the Green Fingers Aura. This aura prevents farming crops from becoming diseased. The disease prevention only works during the period the aura is active, and it lasts 20 minutes. But it's 20 minutes of non-diseased plants, which is always quite nice when doing allotments and things that don't take too much time. It provides a 3% chance of increased crop yields per tier of the aura. So if you have tier 1 it will be 3%. But if you have tier 3 it will go up to 9%, and up to tier 5 would be 15%. No experience will be gained for the extra crops that you get, but you will get those extra crops. The aura only has an hour cooldown, so it can be done alongside all of your herb runs and your tree runs. So people will normally activate it before a herb run and things like that, so they can get the extra experience and stop their herbs becoming diseased at the start. All in all, a very useful aura if you have some excess loyalty points. Next up is the Farmer's Outfit. This is obtained via the Treasure Hunter, but they are releasing outfits via in-game means now, such as getting the Divination one via caches, so this one may come into the game eventually, but for now it's only obtained via the Treasure Hunter. The outfit has 5 pieces, each piece gives 1% bonus, and additional 1% is given for the full set. The full set gives 6% in total because you have 5 pieces plus that 1% bonus. On top of this, you can modify your hat if you get the add-on from the Treasure Hunter. This gives 3 daily teleports to the Mauritania allotment patch. It also gives a 2% chance of saving seeds as they are planted, which then can save you some more money when doing farming. The next useful item is Magic Secateurs. This is a farming tool that's obtained from the quest A Fairy Tale Part 1. The quest is really easy and doesn't take long to do and requires a very low farming level. These provide a 10% higher yield when farming allotments, herbs and hot patches. You get additional experience for farming this 10% extra as well, so if you were going to get 10 herbs and you get 11 herbs, you'll get the XP for that 11th herb. You also have a chance to stop a plant losing a life when harvesting. This then makes you able to harvest extra stuff when doing farm run. These can either be worn or added to your tool belt, and you still get the bonus while it's on your tool belt. These are an absolutely amazing item, especially if you do a lot of herb runs, as you can get so many extra herbs and then that allows you to make even more money. You can also get the Magic Watering Can. This is obtained as a reward from the quest Fairy Tale Part 3 Battle at Orc's Rift. This quest is a little bit harder but still quite easily obtainable and doable. It provides an unlimited supply of water and is very useful when you're doing farming, especially when you're making a lot of saplings for tree runs. It can be stored with a tool leprechaun in the place of a regular watering can, which then means you can take it on farm runs with you. But just in general, using it with the saplings without having to go to a well or whatever to replenish your watering cans to keep watering your saplings helps out quite a lot. It's just a nice quality of life item that is definitely worth getting if you do a lot of farming. The last useful item I want to talk about is the Juju farming potion. Just the regular Juju, not the perfect one. It gives a 1 in 3 chance of picking twice the amount of herbs from a herb patch for 6 minutes. No experience is given for the extra herbs, but it does double your profit when doing farm runs. So it's just so useful for herb runs, it's definitely worth taking and using on every run you do. You can do all 6 of the patches in 6 minutes, so this potion is perfect and it allows you to get it all done within 1 dose. Starting out from levels 1 to 15, you want to do allotments with compost and raking for the easy starting experience. Before level 15 you cannot farm any trees, and the herbs you do are such a low level you'll make no money and they're kinda pointless. So this is the easiest way to do 1 to 15. You can get a good amount of XP from raking patches, then placing compost on top of those patches, and then applying super compost on top of the composted patches. This then allows you to double your experience by just normal compost and then super compost rather than just doing one of them. Running around to all of the allotment patches, raking them, placing the compost, placing the super compost, and then just putting one low level allotment seed in there ready to grow will net you so much experience from just those allotment patches alone. Then on top of that, you can buy watermelons from the GE very cheaply and put 15 into a compost bin. These will be ready to harvest 15 super compost from and gain XP at the same time as you're harvesting the seeds you've planted to grow. Doing all of this should get you to 15 farming. It sounds really confusing, but I'm going to show you how to do it now and just a quick rundown of what to do between these levels and just how easy it is to start farming. It's also important to note that the shop in Calquat sells you exactly what you need. It sells compost, it sells buckets, it sells watering cans, plant pots, everything you need to start your farming journey. Utilise this shop as much as you can in order to get the essentials. So for 1 to 15 you want to rake these patches. Then if I chuck normal compost on it I'll get some XP, and then if I chuck super compost on top of that I'll get even more experience. I can then plant my seed and then just leave it. And then do the same for all the patches. Once you've done that you can put your watermelons in the compost bin. You want to put 15 watermelons in that compost bin. Pineapples work too, so whatever's easier for you to obtain from the GE. Sometimes watermelons might be a bit hard to buy, so you can buy pineapples. Sometimes pineapples might be a bit hard to buy, so you can buy watermelons. Simply close the compost bin, but then when you come back to harvest these things, they'll be ready, and so will the compost bin, and you can just use buckets in order to fill them up with super compost and get more experience. Then you just need to repeat this at every farming location. I'll show you all of the allotment patches in my farm run, so if you need to know where to go for the other patches, just keep watching the video and you'll find out. Next up I just want to quickly talk about farming with herb runs before I get into tree runs and fruit tree runs. The best time to start herb runs is around 32 plus farming for herbs that are ranars and higher, as that's when you're going to start making some good money. Toad flax is an amazing low level herb to grow for the early levels at 38 plus until you get to those really good expensive herbs like dwarf weeds and cadentines and things like that. You can harvest around 30 to 90 herbs per run on average. Sometimes you'll get a bit more when you're really lucky, but that's just an average amount of herbs that you'll normally get. The GP per run is dependent on your herb and is around 150 to 450k a run. The farming XP per run is also depending on the herb and is between 1k and 6k. You can do 6 patches a run every 75 minutes. Remember to do the wilderness patch whenever you can, because those bloodweed herbs as your 6th patch will make you tons and tons of money. I'll quickly show you a 6-minute herb run just to show you where to go and how to do it efficiently with some useful items. So as you can see, for my setup I have my 6 herbs for my 6 herb patches and my extra 1 bloodweed seed for the wilderness patch. So that's 7 patches in total. I have my wilderness sword, my RD cape, my explorer's ring, my ectofowl, my Trollheim teleports, all of that to get all of this done as fast as possible. I'll quickly show you a herb run doing all 7 patches that I do. The first patch I go to is the one in Trollheim. If I teleport to Trollheim, I can run all the way there through the cave and up to the patch before I actually start my Juju potion. This way I can save the most amount of time, as this is the longest one to get to. So once I get to Trollheim, I pop my potion, harvest the herbs. Once I finish harvesting the herbs, super compost, herb in there, and then it's using my ectofungus to get to the next spot. Once I'd finished up with the Mauritania spot, I then used my explorer's ring to cabbage port to the spot just underneath Falador. Remember to note your herbs with the tool leprechaun to save inventory space and time. After this I go to Catherby. I just go to the lodestone with quick teleport runes and then harvest this spot. After this I go to RD. I actually went to the lodestone in this run. You can use your RD cape to get a bit closer as well. After RD it was Prif. I just run east of the lodestone in Prif, harvest my herbs, and then after this spot I bank the herbs because I'm going to the Wildy for the last spot. And when I head off to the Wildy, I finish up my run with 1 seed saved and 1 minute left on my potion, so I have plenty of time to spare. Now I'm going to talk about all of the trees and the progress through trees. We start at oak trees, which are from acorns, and they are 15 plus. Oak trees give 481.3 XP for planting and checking health. These trees take 160 minutes to grow. This means you get 2651 XP for our oak tree run, which is all 6 trees. If you don't have all 6 trees and you have to do 5 or so, then it will be slightly less than 2.6k, but this is just an estimate for a tree run. You will need to grow some saplings in plant pots before planting trees. Simply use the seed on the plant pot and water it. Wait a little while for it to grow into a sapling and then it's ready to be planted. Your saplings can grow in the bank once watered, so once you've watered that little seedling you can just bank it and it will grow in the bank over a little period of time. So you can make loads and loads at once by just making them all watered, put them in your bank, go do something, come back and they'll be grown. From levels 30 to 45 you can do willow trees. These are 1481.5 XP each, plant XP included. This means you get 7821 XP for a full 6 tree run. This is 1 GP to 1.5 GP and XP when unprotected. It costs 1 basket of apples in order to protect these trees. This means once protected it will cost 2.8 to 3 GP and XP. Willow trees have a 240 minutes grow time. From levels 45 to 60 you can do maple trees. Maple trees are quite expensive for their level, so you can stick to willows until 60. These are 3448.4 XP each with the plant XP included. You will get 17,987 XP for a full 6 tree run. This is 9 GP to 9.5 GP and XP when unprotected. It only costs 1 basket of oranges to protect these, which takes the GP per XP up to 10, so it's really worth protecting these ones compared to others because they're such an expensive seed and you spend next to nothing in order to protect them, so it's worth it here. Not everything's worth protecting. If the GP per XP goes too high when protected, it's typically not worth it as trees don't die too often, but when it's only 0.5 GP more you might as well protect it. Maple trees have a 280 minutes grow time. From levels 60 to 75 you should do yew trees. These are 7150.9 XP each with the plant XP included. You get 37,123 XP for a full 6 tree run. This is 9 GP to 10 GP and XP when unprotected, so it's pretty much the same as maples but gives more XP. Although 10 cactus spines are needed to protect these, which takes the GP per XP up to 19 to 20 GP. So because it doubles the price, I would not advise protecting yew trees. Yew trees have a 360 minute grow time. And finally at level 75 plus you can do magic trees. Magic trees are the best normal tree in the game. These are 13,913.8 XP each. This is the plant XP included. You can get 72,073 experience for a full 6 tree run. This is 11 GP to 12 GP and XP when unprotected. You need to pay 25 coconuts to protect these. This is 20 to 21 GP and XP when paid to be protected. As it doubles the price, it's not worth protecting them, as half of your trees are not going to die. Maybe 1 in 6 will die, but it's definitely not warranting that price jump. Do not pay to protect your magic trees unless you want to spend so much money. Magic trees have a 440 minutes grow time, which means they take just under 8 hours. Before you start your tree runs, make sure that you've got enough super compost in the tool leprechaun in order to do your tree runs efficiently, so that you don't have to carry loads and loads of compost around with you. Also, another really cool thing is Viswax giving you quick teleports on lodestones. If you give yourself quick teleports, it won't do the sit down animation. You can just teleport straight to the lodestone, which makes farming runs much quicker. I normally start my tree run in Varrock. It's at the Varrock Palace. You can just start with this tree. From here you can run to the Grand Exchange and use the Spirit Tree teleportation system, which can take you to the Tree Gnome Stronghold. Once you get to the Tree Gnome Stronghold, you can do your second tree. Make sure you're right clicking and clearing the tree. You don't have to actually chop it down. You can just right click and clear it after checking health. Using my instant teleports, I can easily get to the Lumbridge lodestone, and the tree is just north of it. From here I go to Taverley using my instant teleport again, and the tree is just over the bridge near the Summerlin obelisk. Then after this tree I just go to Falador using my quick telly again, and the tree is just in the park near Sir Tiffy. And finally, the last normal tree is in Prifddinas. If you just run south from the lodestone, it's right near the Seren stones. Now it's time to talk about the fruit trees. The first fruit trees you can do from level 27 to 33 are apple trees. These are 1272.5 XP each, with the plant XP included. You will get 8,908 XP for a full 7 tree run. This is judging you have all of the trees unlocked. It will be a bit less if you do not, but the maximum tree run is 7. This is free when unprotected, as the seeds are so cheap that apples give you your money back. 9 sweet corns are needed to protect these, and because sweet corn is so cheap, it only costs 0.3 GP and XP to be paid to be protected, so it's worth protecting these. They have a 16 hours grow time. All fruit trees take 16 hours to grow. Next up, from 33 to 39, you want to do banana trees. These are 1841.5 XP each, plant XP included. You will get 12,890 XP for a full 7 tree run. This is 1 GP to 2 GP and XP when unprotected. It costs 4 baskets of apples in order to protect these, so the GP per XP goes up to 5 to 6 when paid to protect. As it's dramatically higher, I would not advise paying to protect these. Again, they have a 16-hour grow time. From levels 39 to 42, you want to do orange trees. These are 2,586 XP each, plant XP included. You get 18,102 XP for a full 7 tree run. This is free when unprotected, as the seeds are so cheap the oranges give you your money back. 3 baskets of strawberries are used to protect these. This makes it go to 0.2 GP and XP when paid to be protected, so it'd be worth protecting oranges. Orange trees, like all fruit trees, have a 16-hour grow time. Curry trees from 42 to 51 are 3,037 XP each, plant XP included. You will get 21,259 XP for a full 7 tree run. This is 1 GP per XP when unprotected, so it's super cheap, and if you do want to protect it, you'll use 5 baskets of bananas and it will take it up to 2 GP and XP, which is still pretty cheap. Curry trees, like all fruit trees, take 16 hours to grow. From levels 51 to 57, you want to grow pineapple trees. These are 4,792 XP each, plant XP included. You get 33,544 XP for a full 7 tree run. This is around 2 GP and XP when unprotected. You only need 10 watermelons to protect it, so it's still around 2 GP and XP when paid to be protected, as watermelons are not very dear at all and can easily be purchased on the Grand Exchange for about 80 GP. Pineapple trees have 16 hours grow time. From levels 57 to 68, you want to do papaya tree. These are 6,380 XP each, with the plant XP included. You get 44,660 XP for a full 7 tree run. This means it will cost you around 6 GP and XP when unprotected. You need 10 pineapples to protect these, which are again very cheap, so it means it's still 6 GP and XP when paid to be protected, so it's worth protecting these, and they have a 16-hour grow time like always. Lastly, at 68 plus you could do palm trees, but they are very expensive. So a lot of people stick to papayas all the way to 99 if they want to do it cheaply, but palm trees are pretty fast experience. Palm trees are 10,509.6 XP each with the plant XP included, which means every 7 tree run you get 73,567 XP. They are around 19 to 20.5 GP and XP when unprotected. You need 15 papaya fruits in order to protect these, which takes it up to 22 GP and XP, but when you're already paying 20 GP and XP anyway, the extra 2 GP is probably worth it to keep them from dying, so I would protect these if you can. Palm trees have a 16-hour grow time just like all of the rest. For your fruit trees, the first one I do is in Prif. You just run north from the lodestone and you'll see the tree. With every fruit tree, if you just check the health, pick 6 fruit, chop it to a stump, you can clear the stump and plant a new one. Remember to always use your super compost, and if you do forget to use your super compost first, no worries, you can use it after. After this I run to the east of Prif to the spirit tree, which can take me to Tree Gnome Village where another fruit tree is. Once you're at Tree Gnome Village, you want to be led through the maze, so if you squeeze through this railing and right click follow Elkoi, he'll lead you out. Once you're out of the maze, the tree is just to the west. Remember, when you start getting a bit full on your fruits, you can note them by using them on the tall leprechaun. After this, I use a Juju teleport spirit bag, which you can buy from the Grand Exchange. It will take you straight to the Herblore habitat, which has another fruit tree. Also, if you needed the Juju teleport bags, you can trade Papa Mumbo and he sells them as well. As you can see, they cost 2,000 each from Papa Mumbo. All you gotta do is climb over the climbable vine and then the tree patch is right there. Once I've done this one, I go to the Crumbja lodestone with my quick teleport charges. And then if you run directly north of the lodestone, the farming patch is just behind that building. If you've done any of the Tranwing tasks, you'll have the Tranwing quiver. You can just right click it and teleport, and you can go to Leletia directly. If you don't have the quiver, you can use a teleport seed as well. And if you don't have either of those, you'll have to run from the Tranwin lodestone. The next one is in Catherby, so if you just go to the Catherby lodestone and run east, you'll get to the tree on the beach. Last but not least, there is the Grand Tree spot. If you use the Grand Tree pod, it will take you directly to the Tree Gnome stronghold. Then you just got to climb down from the Grand Tree and then run south and you'll get to your fruit tree spot. Alternatively, you can use the Spirit Tree teleport system, but I just wanted to show the Grand Seed's teleport pod, as it's also a very good way in order to get to Tree Gnome Stronghold. Lastly, a few special trees that are good to note. The first one is Calquat trees at 72 plus. These are 12,516.6 XP each with the plant XP included. There's only one patch in the game and it requires Jungle Potion quest in order to use. But it's really good. It's only 1.5 GP and XP when unprotected, and it only costs 8 poison ivy berries to protect as well, so that takes the GP per XP up to 1.8 when paid to be protected, so it's worth protecting it as well. And it takes around 21.5 hours to grow, so doing this every day can lead for some extra farming experience. As for the Calquat patch, if you just run south from the lodestone and come where I am, the Calquat patch is right here. Simply plant your Calquat and you're ready to go. Another special tree you can do are spirit trees at 83 plus. These are 19,501.3 XP each with the plant XP included. There are 3 patches in the game and these patches give 50,475 XP for a run. These seeds are not tradable and they can be farmed quite well at Ganodermic Beasts, from birds' nests doing your kingdom, or with giant moleskins in those bird nests you get from trading them in. These trees have a 58 hours grow time, so they take a very long time to grow, but they give a fair amount of experience, so if you have the seeds lying about, you might as well use them. As for the spirit tree locations, there's one in Port Sarim, as you can see in that picture. There's also one in Aceteria, as you can see in the second picture, and the last one is in Brimhaven, as you can see in the third picture. So if you wanted to do your spirit trees, there are the 3 locations for those. At 90 plus you can do elder trees in Prif, right next to the spirit tree that can teleport you around. These are 23,463 XP each with the plant XP included. There's only one patch, and because it's in Prif it requires the Plague's End quest to get to. This is 7 GP and XP when unprotected. You also need 25 more shallow mushrooms to protect it, so it does double the price when it's protected, but because it takes 70 hours to grow, a lot of people do pay this in order to protect it, but the choice is yours. As for the Elder Tree, if you go to the east of Prif where I am, you can see the Elder Tree patch is right here, right next to the Spirit Tree. The Elder Tree gives you some insane XP when you check its health, and it's definitely a good one to do every 3 days. And the last special tree I'm going to talk about are crystal trees at 94+. Crystal acorns are untradeable, but they are obtainable from multiple things in Prifdinus. These are things such as the crystal chest or pickpocketing elves, or when you first go into the max guild it gives you one. There are more ways of getting crystal tree seeds, but these are just some of the most popular ways. You can plant it at the crystal tree patch at the Tower of Voices in Prifdinus. Planting the crystal acorn instantly grants 50,000 XP and creates a fully grown crystal tree. You can check the crystal tree's health daily to gain a crystal tree blossom and 15,000 farming experience. This resets every day at midnight server time. Definitely a good daily to do. Before I finish this video, I just want to quickly mention foraging mushroom clusters at 94+ on the Ark. These mushroom clusters are found on the Ark and spawn on uncharted isles. At 94+ farming, you can gather around 100 mushrooms from a spawn before it depletes. Each spawn lasts around 30 minutes and gives 25k XP before depleting. The XP rate of these are around 50,000 XP an hour, and you will need to harvest from 2 spawns to last an hour. Typically the XP per hour for doing these is not very good for farming, but it is extra experience that you can get in farming just while getting chimes on the Ark while making shark soups and the like, because you do need sliced mushrooms in order to make the shark soups anyway, so foraging mushrooms can just help you on your way to 99 farming. Always a good extra thing to take into consideration. Thanks for watching everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video and it helped you on your way to 99 farming or getting started with farming, because I know it can be a confusing skill. There'll be a straw poll in the description for the next 1 to 99 guide, so feel free to vote on that straw poll in there. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new for future content like this. Feel free to join my friends chat in game Maikeru in order for a chat. Always nice interacting with you guys there. Goblin Slayers with a Z, my clan is open, all viewers are welcome, and we're having clan events more regularly now. And we have about 250 members, so it's growing really well. The Discord link is in the description, and my new Twitter link will be in the description as well. So if you want to know more about my videos being posted, or if you just want to keep up to date with a couple of things that I'll be tweeting, feel free to follow me on Twitter. And if you fancy joining voice communications, feel free to join the Discord. And until next time, see ya!